Welcome to the Preliminary Cost Estimating Tool Training Series. In this segment, we'll be taking a look at the Earthwork section. So let's open up the Earthwork section by changing our drop-down from no to yes. And we can see we have a few inputs here for the earthwork. First, we can pick a road name. This is populated from the list above. If you'd like to know how we got to this section, you can take a look at the videos that preceded this, including the general overview, pavement, and traffic signal videos. So going back to the drop-down, it's populated from the roadways we input up here, so you'll notice our options are going to be NY 123 and Main Street. So let's pick NY 123 for an example. Again, these little red triangles are very helpful. If you're not getting anything in this segment, you can it'll let you know you must complete the roadway section above to populate the road name list. Then we can move over to the type of earthwork, and we have 6 options: profile raise, profile lower, trapezoid cut, trapezoid fill, widening cut slope, and widening fill slope. If you're wondering what those all mean, if we go over to our help tab here and the earthwork section, you will see we have some sketches letting you know what all these things mean. So we have our widening fill slope, widening cut slope, shows you what the area is that's calculated, as well as what all of the inputs mean. Same thing for profiles and the trapezoid. On the trapezoid, note the width is the bottom width of the trapezoid, or if it's the other way around, if it's a fill, that will be the top width. So if we head back over to our data entry tab here, let's just put in a simple trapezoid. Do a trapezoid fill. Say we have 1 on 4 side slopes. And let's do a trapezoid cut. Let's pretend we're putting in a ditch, and we need to account for the earthwork. Say it's 1,200 feet long. This both sides, if you have a roadway corridor, if you click yes, it will basically double this length. So you're saying you have this trapezoid cut on both sides of your roadway. If we go back to no, it's just going to take one side, so it will use 1,200 feet. Our depth, let's say it's 4 feet deep. And our bottom width, let's say that is 4 feet as well. You'll see once we populate all of that, we get an earthwork itemized subtotal. So let's go ahead and add another one of these by hitting our plus sign. If you want to remove one, you can always hit the X. Let's take a look at a widening fill slope. So if we go back over here real quick to our help tab, so this is what we're going to be calculating. So we're going to have our slope width, widening width, and the slope, which for the purposes of the calculation assumes that the existing and proposed slope are the same. So just something to keep in mind when you're you're, when you're, filling this out. So you'll notice some of these inputs changed. So instead of just a depth and a width, you have a slope width and a widening width here. So let's say we have a 15-foot wide slope, and let's say, let's take a look at what we're doing up here. So we're adding 14 feet to one side up here. So let's just say our widening width is 14 feet. And that will give us a fill quantity. Now let's take a look at one of the profile adjustment inputs as well, just so we can cover one of each of these. So let's say we're raising a roadway profile, maybe to get a little more clearance on a bridge, for example. Take one more look at the help tab here. So our length is going to be from our tie-in points. Profile raise is going to be our maximum raise in the middle, and it will calculate a fill area, assuming it's a symmetrical raise. Again, something to keep in mind as you're inputting this. If you have the ability to model this and manually put in actual cut and fill volumes, that is the preferable method here. This is just a quick way to add this stuff in. So let's say we have a 60-foot wide pavement section. We are going to be filling on both sides, so this is for the fill slope on either side when you're raising your profile. Profile change, let's say we're raising it 2 feet. And that will add in a profile change. At the bottom here we have our user-defined non-itemized costs. We can put in a lump sum for some sort of additional scope related to earthwork. Let's just say we have 20,000, and that will be added to the earthwork total down here. Let's take a look at our earthwork worksheet. So you'll see very simple setup here, 20302, 20303, and the associated quantities that are calculated from the inputs on the data entry tab. Give you the ability to override item numbers and quantities here. So if you went in and came up with actual quantities from a 3D model, you could put those in there. If you're doing maybe a mix of both, you can leave these up here. Use the user-defined items and quantities below here. And you can put that in there. We'll say from CAD. Now we can hit the plus there. Maybe 20303. Same thing from CAD. Then you can always hit the X's to get rid of those if you wish. And then you see down below here, it will sum up all those quantities. And show you what the totals are for earthwork. Come down below, you have the earthwork total for the itemized costs, which comes back to the earthwork itemized subtotal on the data entry tab to come up with your earthwork total. And that concludes the Earthwork Section segment of the Preliminary Cost Estimating Tool training series. For additional Preliminary Cost Estimating Tool training, be sure to check out our other videos. Thanks for watching.